Okie dokie, it is day 3 of my training split. It is leg day, and well, the leg day consists of two parts. And basically, that's because when I came back from Japan, I realized something. My legs, they can take me far, well, 70 kilometers at least, but they can't do so quickly. And also, I'm stiff as a board. So, I'm really motivated at the moment to make my legs, well, even stronger and more resilient and quicker on the road, and all of these nice things, more mobile, right? I just want to have a better set, a more functional set of legs attached to my body. That's the point of these leg days. And so they're my main focus, and they exist, or they are made up of two parts. So, first of all, we have the running. I explained, I think, in the first or the second day that I run 10 kilometers every day. And so I run 70 kilometers in total in a week. It might go up a little bit more in the future, but at the moment, 70 kilometers, right? And I do so mostly at a jogging pace. So why is today's run special? Why is it part of the workout, so to speak? It's because on leg days, I also incorporate some speed work. And this is something that I've only started doing recently, I guess from last week, but it's necessary if you want to become quicker, because I used to do only jogging, and this gives you good conditioning. It gives you a good foundation. It will make your heart stronger. It will get you endurance, right? And that's why I was able to run the 70 kilometers, but I'm not able to run quickly because I never trained, that like running power, like the explosiveness, so to speak. And so what I'm doing is I'm doing this system where you basically have 2 days a week and you do some speed work and you make sure that it's within 20% of your total running volume, which is 70 kilometers. So at most, I do 14 kilometers of speedy running. And oftentimes, it's actually way less because I just started. I only need a light stimulus to get benefits. So, for example, today I went out and I ran 5 kilometers, and I did so as quickly as possible. I ran a personal record, which I'm happy about, 21 minutes and 54 seconds, but I want to get that quicker, right? But basically, yeah, I do the speed work twice a week. I'll do it one more time. You will see it in a future video. But yeah, I want to get quicker. That's part one of the workout. I will do intervals as well and stuff like that. And I do it before my strength training because I feel like if I kill myself on pistol squats and then I go out for a run, no way in hell am I gonna be able to to actually go quick. Whereas I feel like in the morning, if I train or if I run and then after the run I walk for a little bit, I'm not gonna be as strong as I was fresh, but at least I'm still able to do quite a lot of pistol squats, which is part number 2 of today's workout. You are most likely looking at it already, alternating pistol squats. I've been doing this workout for, a couple weeks now where I just do pistol squats for 10 minutes. And I do them, well, I used to do them every time, every 3 seconds. So that would be 200 pistol squats in total. But on leg day, I like to step it up a notch. And so today what I did is instead of using 20 beats per minute, which is, well, 3 seconds for every beat, right? I used 22 beats per minute. And so I have 10 minutes total, which means 2 times 10, that's 20 more pistol squats in total, 10 on each leg in those 10 minutes. So it's a bit faster. It's not like you don't notice it in the beginning, but I'm talking after the fact. You do notice quite a lot towards the end. Like it was, it was quite difficult. My legs were burning, my lungs were burning. I was exhausted. I'm still feeling it right now. But yeah, I just wanna push the boundaries on the pistol squat, especially like volume wise with body weight for a while, because it's so much fun. Like I mentioned it before, but just give it a go. Do these alternating squats, like do some volume on the pistol squat, and watch your legs grow and watch them become stronger. And yeah, that's like part one of the strength part. And well, this was still all in the morning. Now I'm talking in the afternoon. I'm about to train, and there's gonna be two more things that I'm gonna do this workout. So yeah, let's get started. Okie dokie. So part two of the workout is gonna be some strength and mobility work. So first of all, I'm gonna do like a horse stance, which is like a martial arts pose. You'll see in a second. I'm gonna hold it for 1 minute and 20 seconds, I think for two sets. And this really targets like the inner side of your leg, which for me, I do pistol squats. It doesn't really get targeted in the pistol squat. So with this, I just want to target my weak area. And also by holding the squat position, I feel like I can get a bit of mobility work too, right? And then after this, I'm gonna do well some stretching, and I would like to do some ankle stretching as well and like train the squat position, but unfortunately that's not possible yet for me because well I have a bit of an ankle injury from the ultra marathon. But in general, just working on stretching because I want to be able to do the Asian squat, like with your heels on the ground in a deep squat. I feel like if I can do that, it will not only benefit me for my pistol squats, but also just in daily life, it's nice, right? So that's part one of the two, I guess, of the training. Oh, they say every minute in Africa, a minute passes, but it definitely feels like time is going slower when you're doing these. All right, stretching done. Now it's time for the last part of today's workout, which is going to be Nordic curls. If you've been watching the channel, you will know what this is. If not, it's basically a bodyweight hamstring movement, a bodyweight hamstring curl, so to speak. And well, I've been doing this movement for quite a while, but I stopped when I was in Japan because I didn't have any place to do it. So last week I restarted. I've gotten very weak, but was still able to do a couple reps. However, the Nordic curl not only works your hamstrings but also your calves. And so basically the impact on running is very big. So at the moment I'm not focused on this Nordic curl. I just want to maintain it. And so I do one set a week, but a very heavy set. So what you will see me do is you will see me do Nordic curls and then superset into, or I guess drop set into the negatives and then drop set into finger assisted Nordic curls, right? And it's only one set, but last time I did it, I was sore for 3 days. So let's aim for that again. Let's go. All right, so that's it for today's leg workout. And I'm exhausted. But that's the entire point, because as I mentioned, legs are my main focus at the moment. And so the way I structure my workout week is basically on the leg days, I make myself tired. On the leg days, I can go as hard as I want. And then on the other days, of course, I can still train push, I can still train pull, I can do other movements, but I'm making myself tired on the leg day and I'm working with the remaining energy on the other days. So tomorrow is going to be a push day, and I'm going to feel today's leg day a little bit or quite a lot, right? But with the remaining energy, I'm just going to have a push day within bounds, you know. I'm not gonna completely kill myself on that push day because I'm tired from the leg day and I wanna recover by the next leg day. I want to recover for that leg day so that I can go hard again. And well, basically, you know, for the push in the pull, I'll still be making progress, but they are secondary to my other goals. So people often ask me how I can train multiple things at once, and the truth is, I don't really do that. You know, it looks like I'm doing it because I'm doing push pull legs and I'm training all of these movements, but in reality, I have one focus at the moment, it's legs, and I just, you know, I play around with the other things. You know, I play around with push and pull with the remainder of the energy that I have, if that makes sense, you know. So that's kind of the way I approach it. But anyway, that's gonna be it for today's training. I'm gonna have some dinner, and I'll see you tomorrow for I think what's gonna be, yeah, it's a push day. So I'll see you then.